Chucky got the sauce, bitch.
Alright guys, welcome back to another video here at Automotive Therapy. Sorry, I got the sun in my eyes now. As you can tell by the title of the video, it is my 1 month of ownership with the BMW M4. So I kind of want to go over, what my thoughts are with the car, how it's been the last month. As a lot of people know, this is my absolute dream car. So just want to see, was it worth all the hype and everything? So yeah, we'll kind of go over all that stuff. So first off, guys, just right off the bat, owning this car for the last month has been flawless. This car has been so perfect that it has lived up to my expectations of what the M4 is all about. It is a true driver's car. It is pure performance and everything. I mean, it's a full-on M car. It is everything that BMW has put into this car. So overall, it is just, seriously, it is so good. This car does not disappoint. So one thing I want to mention is this dual clutch transmission, which was a huge factor for me buying this car. I was interested in a 6-speed manual, but honestly, for this car, the DCT is the ultimate transmission for this car. Was that a Mustang? Don't hit a crowd. Anyways, this transmission is just so fast at shifting. It's like the kind of transmission that you would get in a supercar. So this has just been awesome. It's great for a daily driver, very smooth. It can be a little bumpy, but it just really makes this car a thrill to drive. So I just want to break down what I've done to this car, because when I got it, I was super excited to start throwing some parts on it. First thing I did was I got rid of the chrome exhaust tips. So I upgraded them. They're larger exhaust tips and they're a matte black and they look really good. Next, I installed a carbon fiber spoiler. It's the high kick spoiler, so it has a really nice, just aggressive look to it. Thirdly, I did the VRSF cold air intake, which was such a, by the way, I have filmed videos on all of these parts, but the air intakes was so much fun. It was my first time installing air intakes on a car and having them on a car, and they sound so good, so I highly recommend it. And then the most recent modification would be the catless downpipes, which is by far essential for these cars. I have a check engine light right now, but once I tune it, it's gonna disappear. But the catless downpipes really opened up the exhaust, gave it a really nice sound. Gave it more power, and it's gonna be so much fun to tune it with these new downpipes. So overall, that's about what I've done so far to the car. It's still pretty stock wheels, stock interior, nothing done to the interior. So I've got a lot of plans for this car, but still, for only having it for a month, I think I've added quite a bit to it. So another thing, which is just honestly, I didn't expect it. It's a very pretty car. I had a few compliments with my 435, but this car is it's like a celebrity out in public.
It's insane.
The first day of owning it, I probably had almost 10 compliments on it. I drove it from Ohio to Denver, Colorado, and through that drive, pretty much every gas station, I had somebody coming up to me asking, what is that, a wrap? What kind of color is that? What kind of car is that? That I've never seen a car just that looks like this one and everything. So, and just driving around town, I'm getting a lot of thumbs up. Everybody loves this car. It definitely has a lot of attention. I have the Yes Merino Blue, which really pops in person, It has such a cool presence. It looks great at car shows. It looks great on the road. It's hard to miss this car when you're driving it around. So that's one thing that I realized is this thing catches a lot of attention. Okay guys, so next thing that I want to talk about is where we are right now. We're inside the car. So I just want to say a few things with the interior. Right off the bat, these seats are extremely comfortable. Like I said, I drove this car from Cincinnati, Ohio to Denver, Colorado, over 1,000 miles, and it really, like, no back pain, nothing. It's like a bucket seat. It really hugs you, keeps you tight in the car, nice for turns. So yeah, these seats are awesome. And then the simplicity of it, like everything is where you want it to be. Everything is classy. It's what you expect in a BMW. You got high quality materials, leather everywhere, and the fabulous carbon fiber, which is a must-have in this car. Interior just really fitting for this car and comfortable. The cabin noise, it's quiet when you drive. Even with my catless downpipes, I don't get any drone inside the car. So they did a really good job with this interior. I know a lot of people think it's boring, but I really like it. I think it has an awesome layout. So props to BMW. And I really like the instrument cluster because you get the light up RPM lights, which are super cool. A really cool heads-up display. But that's about all I really have to say for the interior. It's just really well done. So I know I've only owned this car for a month, but I thought I'd mention reliability since that's always something that comes up when you hear BMW. The car, I bought it with 23,000 miles. Sorry, we're catching a red light. And it's at 26,000 miles now, so I've put 3,000 miles on the car. And I've had no issues. It's still low mileage. I'm the second owner, clean Carfax, no real issues to worry about. Everything feels tight and nimble. So the only thing, as we all know, is the crank hub issue, which can come at any mileage, stock or modified. That's one thing that it's either a hit or miss. So I've got to look more into that. But overall, as long as you're doing your basic maintenance, keeping up with oil change and all that, these cars are super reliable, and I've had no issues with it. This is, like my 5th BMW, and the newer generations that I own, the more reliable they feel, because I've had E39, E90, played around with the E46, F32 and everything. So being in the F generation is definitely, you do sense more reliability out of these cars. So here's what I have to say about the performance of the car. That's one thing that, of course, why people buy a car like the M4 is you get really good performance out of it. So stock, it has, I don't have the competition package, by the way, so I know you get a little more power out of that, but I have around 425 horsepower stock on this car, and you do feel it.
Oh my God.
I mean, this car really does rip. It does push you in your seat. It will spin those wheels with very little effort. So this car definitely provides the package. The suspension rides well. The rear-wheel drive system makes this car so much fun. Overall, all the different components that the M Sport division, developed for this car, they really complement each other and really make this car what you would expect from, being an M4. I do have catless downpipes and air intakes and everything, so I do have a little more power than stock, but it's still, just, this car is going to be insane when I tune it, because it's already pretty intense as a stock car. I've beaten so many cars on some street races, and it's stock, and it just beats most cars on the road. So you definitely get a lot of performance, and there's a lot of potential for upgrading the performance of this car. So nothing bad to say. BMW killed it with the performance, because on the E92 M3s, you had the 4.4 or 4-liter V8, which was fast and everything, but it doesn't have that thrill like a twin turbo inline 6 has. The torque of it and the tuning capabilities of it are so much better in this generation than the previous M3 generation. So that's gonna wrap up this video, guys, with my new baby, my BMW M4. So overall, I love the car. The first month has been awesome. There's going to be many, many more months with this car, so I'm excited to share that with you guys. So just stay tuned for all the videos that I have coming up for this car. I'm going to share everything you need to know about owning an M4, so make sure you like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. So peace out.
You got the sound switch.